She made the transition from being a Playboy bunny in the 1970s to being a successful businesswoman, but it was a rocky road. Meet Bridget Brown, Managing Director of Bridget Sandals.
I used to work for the Playboy Club. I used to be a Playboy bunny. So it's a big switch. This glamour girl becoming a manufacturer. And then in the 70s, I didn't want to migrate. So I decided that I would stay in Jamaica and take my hand and make fashion. And I tried my hands at making crochet stuff, skull caps, cushions. I had a big cushion company. And I did a course at the School of Arts. And I'm a big thinker, so I started that small but expand. And at the time, the Jamaican people wasn't ready for cushions. So I went into the crochet business, making rasta bells, skull caps, bikinis. And that take off, but it wasn't sufficient because I had my mother and my two sons that I had to take care of. And I had a friend. Actually, I was getting frustrated at the time, and then he gave me a prayer. Actually, it's not a prayer, but an affirmation, which helped me to go within myself, and I usually chant every day until it became a part of my memory. And one day while I was walking on the street, I heard a still small voice saying, "Bridget, why don't you make ladies' leather sandals?" And I aspired instantly. And I had a friend who was a Rasta, because that time I started to sight up the faith and, you know, kind of changed my style a little bit. And I called him in. And then that's how we started. I had $2,000 in the bank. And instantaneously, because I'm very spontaneous, I went to a leather shop on Halfway Tree Road and just purchased $2,000 worth of raw material.
Believe it or not, this woman, who now designs custom-built sandals for women, knew nothing about making sandals.
I was just going by the divine idea that I got.
It's hard to believe seeing these exquisite sandals on display. Absolutely remarkable.
But it was like 21 years ago. And everything I did, I used to communicate it with the spirit. And I figured that I could do everything, but then I could make patterns. And I had quite a few people working. At the time, it was a larger factory than this. I had 16 to 18 people working. And it was mostly men. And some of them were Rastas. And, you know, I'm a woman in the business. So I guess, I don't want to say that sabotage me, but it was very, very difficult. And I was very frustrated at one point, so I gave up. Not that I gave up and started to do something that I could manage